overall his bad days still outweigh his good days when it comes to blitz.
What about this position between Veselin Topalov and Hikaru Nakamura? An endgame with 2 pawns against 2 balls. Two pass pawns, connected pass pawns, but now everything has changed. No, this is now a piece up. What happened there?
Looks like it should end in a draw. Black will not be able to hold on to the f4 pawn, but he should be able to stop the white c pawn.
Exactly, and you can't win rook and knight against rook, so once the pawns disappear, that's just a draw.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Hikaru is going to try with the rook and knight, but I believe there's very limited winning chances here. King e4. It's just a draw. Let's see how Veselin handles it, how it concludes. But yeah, there is not much to hope for here. Hikaru's going to continue a bit. He's probably going to be able to pick up the h6 pawn and then try to win rook knight versus rook. But rook knight versus rook is really not a very tough defensive assignment. It's basically don't blunder the rook, don't get your king stuck in any corner, and there is not much that can go wrong for you.
Yeah, there we have it on the board, rook and knight against rook, which is a draw, but Hikaru can try some tricks. You can always tap into a fork as white.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by Veselin's defensive technique to keep his rook far away from the king. I normally try to keep them next to each other, so it's harder to blunder the rook to any knight forks. But of course, it doesn't really matter. As long as he avoids knight forks, there is zero way to make progress. And of course, both players know this. Hikaru is going to continue a bit, but there is very, very little you can do. Well, at least he's gained 1 rank. Positive file, doesn't really matter because there's no more pawns. And Hikaru is doing whatever he can to create problems.
I thought for a moment he stepped into a fork, but the black rook was also hanging, so it doesn't matter.
No, there's just not much to do. The rook stays on the e file, cutting off the black king, and in order to free his king, he would have to maneuver the pieces to move.
That was a funny move. He was about to move the rook on the e file, and then he decided for rook h1.
Maybe he was just teasing Hikaru, pretending that he was going to blunder a knight fork, but then changing his mind. Knight e3, but king b6, yes. There's just nothing you can do. This is another effective defensive technique. Keep the knight pinned.
Some checks, and then he can go back to the pin if there's no knight check.
He's managed to complicate his task a little bit. If the knight gets to d5, the king is going to feel a little alone. But you need a lot to happen, as mentioned, in order to lose this. Now, after rook a7 check.
You have to go to the back rank.
Yeah, Veselin. He's playing with fire a little bit here. His rook on g5 doesn't look ideal. Position is still a draw. But
he might lose it if he continues like this.
That's really big margin for error here. And king f4, rook anywhere, yeah. Hikaru does continue. I'm not sure how close they are to the 50 move situation, and if there's going to be an arbiter that would end the game then. I still don't know the rules. I believe the arbiters can end the game by themselves whenever there's a 3-fold repetition or a 50 move thingy, but I'm not 100% sure. Hikaru keeps trying, but yeah, he's starting
he
to
had a better
run
position
out of
15
tricks.
minutes ago. I mean 15 moves ago.
Does not seem unduly concerned. Once again, this defensive technique of pinning the knight. Yeah, king e5, rook a5 check. There is very little progress to be made. We see Veselin's manager, Silvio Danilov, sitting there in the first row, but he seems bored. He's pretty sure his pupil, not really his pupil anymore, but Veselin is not going to lose this. Chewing his gum, very relaxed, and Hikaru is thinking, okay, what possible trick could there be? How can I make this guy blunder his rook? But it does seem like an uphill battle.
Yeah, our Chess24 community in the chat announced a minute ago that it was still 16 moves to go. I believe that they are approaching move 50. We may see an arbiter stopping the clock, if that's the case.
Yeah, also normally you try for a while in these situations, but then at some point when you see you're not making any progress, you do agree to a draw, you give up. Of course, he's entitled to play on for as long as he likes. You can never lose, and there are some winning chances. So Hikaru should keep trying, but it doesn't look like he's getting anywhere. Now at least he managed to get the rook cut off along the h-file, which is still not enough, but Veselin is trying to get into some trouble again. And he's going to have to extricate himself out of it. Still a draw, but with the king on the on h2 you feel a lot less safe than with your king wherever it was before.
They must be about to reach move 50.
I believe the biggest name player to ever win this was Magnus Carlsen against Erwin Lamy in Veik aan Zee a while back. It tends to end in a draw. Kasparov once won it against Judith Polgar, but he started from a very advantageous position with the king already cut off. And here, now there's mating nets all over the place. I'm not sure, isn't knight f3 check there? Maybe I'm seeing the position wrong. But, it's check, that helps.
According to our friends on chess24, it has been already 60 moves, so Topalov could claim the draw.
Yeah, doesn't seem to want to, but normally you wait until you're in real trouble, until it's like mate in 2, and then you check. Maybe we've made 50 moves, let's try to claim a draw. But this position objectively is still
again the
equal.
funny rook move.
Yeah, that was fine too, though. Hikaru shaking his head. He's, of course, aware that this is still a drawn position. Well, what can you do? Very annoyed that there's still no mate. What else do you need? The guy puts his king on h3 already. I still can't mate him. Veselin seems very happy with that defensive stance. He doesn't even want to free himself there. And draw agreed.
Finally agreed to a draw.
Solid job by Veselin Topalov. I'm assuming that was the last game of the round, since it took around 132 moves.